Remember, Aaron Rodgers got injured long before we ever knew it was a full season injury with a torn Achilles, with him pending and saying, anything's possible. I asked, how long will Rodgers be out? 3 to 5 weeks, 6 to 10 weeks, 10 plus weeks, or the season? 76% out of 59 votes said the season, which, yeah, to me, like in real time, it didn't look like, I didn't watch the play live. I watched the rerun because, I came in 5 minutes after the game started and he was already out. But in real time, it looked like just like a minor ankle injury. But then after they showed all the replays and stuff, I was like, oh, well, this could be bad. And then I asked, is turf bad for the game? Yes again. But then also, I like turf actually. And 70% out of 46 votes said yes again. And me, I think, like, even with last night with Nick Chubb's injury, no matter if he was on grass or turf, that kind of injury, like, he would have been done anyways. Like, his knee would have went one way, his body went the other way. Freak injuries happen on both grass and turf. It's football. It's football. Is Texas back? Wow, this is an old poll, clearly, because Texas barely hung around against Wyoming. But is Texas back? Yes, no, and maybe. Out of 46 votes, 65% of you said maybe. And I agree, they're still sitting on that maybe. Like I said, their Kansas State game, obviously the Red River Showdown with Oklahoma, and there's a TCU game that's a road game where I said, you know what, these are the 3 games that I circled in my predictions. And so, I mean, their Alabama win was very impressive, but there was one comment that I really liked in one of my videos that said, the farther we get away from Texas's win over Alabama, the less impressive it is because of how Alabama ended up turning around and playing against South Florida. Worst QB in New York: Dan Overpaid Jones, Zach the Hunter Wilson, Josh Interception Allen, or some stoner. 55% out of 40 votes said Zach Wilson. They lost to the Cowboys, man. They're gonna probably lose to the Patriots. They've got a tough season ahead, and I love how there's speculations already like, oh, who should the Jets go get? When it's like, dude, tank. Seriously, why would you want to bring in Gardner Minshew, Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, RG3? Why would you want to bring anybody from the outside when you can go get a generational talent in Caleb Williams? And with the outside noise saying that, it shows inside, Zach Wilson's not the guy, and they've known it. How's Coach Prime shaking Norvell's hand after the ass whooping? Hats and shades, shades no hat, hat no shades, or swagged out. Out of 24 votes, 42% were tied on hats and shades and swagged out. Man, that was such a freaking good game. I didn't expect that game to be that close, but I mean, it's a rivalry game. Away, white jerseys. At home, nice, ugly, and tacky, and indifferent. Out of 43%, 56% of you said indifferent. And, the only reason why I bring this up is because if I think about it, there were 16 games this weekend, and out of those 16 games, 6-7 of the designated home teams, like the Broncos, Texans, Panthers, Cowboys, obviously the Cowboys, they're all wearing their white jerseys at home. And personally, to me, this is my own personal opinion. I didn't see any of this happening in 2018. I didn't see any of it happening until 2020. This is something that has started back in 2021, and I don't know what it is. I think it has a lot to do with brand deals, but also just making the image of that team a little bit more, oh, this is so cool. Like, I remember obviously in 2017 when the Packers had their whiteout jerseys and they wore it at home against the Bears for the color rush. Like, that was cool. I liked the color rush concept. Same with the Bengals wearing their all Bengal whites with the white helmet, white top. Like, those are cool when it's like set apart for a certain game and a certain date. Like, don't get me wrong, that is cool. But it's like, having the Broncos wear white at home is like nasty. It's like, wear your Bronco orange or wear your all blues. Like, or go with the throwbacks, wear the Elway jerseys. Like, it's just so, it's tacky. I think the NFL is trying to be like the NBA way too much, where they'll wear their homes, their away, their alternates, both on the road and at home. And it's like, it looks bad. You think about all the classic teams that have been there before, the dynasties, the 49ers, the Steelers, the Packers, the Cowboys. It's like they always wear their home colors at home. Like, that's how it is. That's how the NFL was built. And now when you have, like, there are a few certain teams that can pull off the white jerseys at home, like the Panthers, all whites look pretty decent. Cowboys, they look clean and classy because that's how it's always been. Miami Dolphins. So like those three teams that I said, the Panthers, Cowboys, and Dolphins, those are the only teams that I think can pull off wearing white at home. It's always been that way. This isn't just some new trend. So when you see the Broncos, who have never worn their away jerseys at home, or Tampa Bay, which I'm getting to the point where I'm sick and tired of watching Tampa Bay run out in their white uniforms. And it's like, well, we won the Super Bowl in our white and pewter. And it's like, it's such an ugly combination. And if you looked at all 17 games that they played last year, 4 games where they weren't wearing their away jerseys. Like they wore their reds like twice, their grays once, and the rest were away jerseys, both home and away. And it was just, it's gross. Like it looks bad. The NFL's got to stop acting like the NBA and wearing whites at home. Like it looks tacky as hell. And if you switch to other leagues, like, you know, the MLB and the NHL, the MLB, they wear their whites at home. Like that's how it is, clean cut. But then when they're on the road, they'll wear their alternates or their grays. It's not like they bring the alternates or the grays, unless it's a city throwback, you know, retro jersey. They don't wear those at home. It's like an unwritten rule. Same with hockey. Like defending Cup champs, you know, the Avalanche or the Lightning or the Vegas Golden Knights. It's not like Colorado Avalanche are going to pull into Ball Arena wearing their all whites instead of their home uniforms. That is how I feel about that. Thanks for watching the video. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.